We want to thank you again for tuning in to our Retirement Education Center YouTube channel, where on this channel, we believe in providing you unbiased advice to help you maximize all of your retirement income. Now, on our channel, we do not believe in providing you any silver bullet strategies or glorifying any one type of product. But what we do believe in are holistic concepts to help you retire with confidence. Now, today, what we're going to be asking is, do you know how much money you can actually spend in retirement? Now, I know that may seem like a very, very easy question to ask and answer, but many people fail to realize how costly retirement can actually be. So we're going to help you think through these critical questions today to help you understand exactly what you need to be preparing for when it comes to your retirement spending. So stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And we want to thank you for tuning in to our Retirement Education Concepts videos. These videos were created to help to make the difficult and confusing retirement process simple.
Absolutely, Andrea, because with so many retirement products out there, so many retirement strategies, and so many retirement concepts, it can be very difficult for consumers to really digest it all. That's why we're so thankful that we are able to work with a team of expert advisors to help us build a financial roadmap that will let our clients know when, where, and how they can reach their retirement goals.
For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. So Carson, as people prepare for retirement, much of their focus is on making sure that they have enough money to retire. But should they also focus on what they should be spending their money on at retirement?
You know, Andrew, that's a good question, and they absolutely should. As we always teach in our classes, you know, there are two phases to retirement. There's the accumulation phase that you spoke on, and there's also the decumulation phase as well, which is even more critical than the accumulation phase, because you're going to want to know how long your money is going to last. Now, when you get to your retirement or close to it, many things have changed from the moment you started accumulating assets. Your health could have changed. It could be either great or poor. You could be thinking about now, when should you file for your Social Security benefits? You should start thinking, if you're lucky enough to have a pension, how you're going to formulate that pension and when to start that pension and what to do with it. You may have some things on your bucket list that you're now wanting to cross out as well, and you want to figure out, hey, how do I fund some of these things that I'm going to be doing, and do I have enough money and resources to do it with? And so we're going to talk about 5 critical questions that we help our clients answer to let them know that they're going to be okay in maybe taking that trip around the world or whatever it is they want to do in their retirement years. But before we do that, there are always 2 rules to retirement income that we like to give you. And Andrea, what are those 2 rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money, and rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss how much money you're going to be able to spend in retirement.
So Carson, when I was working, my 401k provider did very little to let me know about all the factors I needed for retirement. So is this a problem for most people?
Andrea, that is a very compelling question that you've raised there, because when we're working with our clients, many people do come into our office and they show us their 401k statement and they show us, hey, this is how much money they say I can spend in retirement. Unfortunately, what people really find out is that your 401k calculations are very, very generic at best. And so, yes, they're getting better at trying to formulate a cohesive retirement income plan for people now, but I can assure you that many people are going to need specialized options and to account for other things that your 401k provider just will not be capable of accounting for. So yes, certainly this is a problem for many, many people who are just simply trying to rely on their 401k calculations to help them determine how much money they're going to be able to spend in retirement.
So Carson, what's missing from the analysis for retirees that a 401k plan provider just can't account for?
Yeah, there's several things. We're going to just talk about a few of them, Andrea, but the one thing that is really missing that I think will cost retirees dearly that I've seen is your health factor. Your 401k provider is more like a robot, so it can't really determine how healthy you are And that can be a really big factor in determining how much money you can actually spend in retirement. Andrea, what most people do not realize is that even having good health can have its own problems. According to some studies, if you are a healthy 60-year-old male, you have a 30% chance of actually living to the age of 90. And those numbers are going to continue to go up. And so if you know that if you retire at a certain time frame and you have to look at maybe 30 years or even longer to have those funds available to you, then you're probably going to have to be more judicious on how you spend those dollars out of your retirement accounts. Also, if you are of poor health, then you may have somewhat uniquely an advantage of someone who's in good health, because you may only have to plan for maybe 15, 20, or maybe 25 years in your retirement lifestyle. And so therefore, you can actually take a bigger chunk out of that pie than someone who's of good health. And so those are things that your 401k plan provider cannot implement into your analysis that you would have to get specialized help on, so you can know exactly in this particular genre for my life how much I should be thinking about spending and account for those health factors that you may or may not have. Another major factor, Andrea, that your 401k will not be suitable to account for is your retirement timing. Because even though you may say you're going to retire at such and such date, your expectations, Andrea, versus what the reality is something that your 401k provider just can't account for. Now, many people think that they're going to rely less on Social Security benefits, and they end up relying a lot more on those benefits. And a lot of people think that their 401k savings or retirement savings is going to be the preponderance of what they're going to be using for their retirement, and they end up having less money to account for from their retirement savings. And so when it comes to your retirement timing, this is a big factor in how much money you can spend in retirement as well. Now, if you're going to retire at 55 versus retiring at 65, then obviously you're going to have to think about spending less of your money. You have to be very, very careful, because you can end up running out of those funds sooner because you're starting so early in retirement. Now, obviously, if you continue to work to 65 and age 70, then you're going to be able to have more money that you can spend in the back end of your retirement. And also, your 401k provider may not be accounting for the fact that you may go back to work and do part-time work to supplement your income. So when you factor in all these things for your retirement timing, you're going to need to be able to have a plan in place to show exactly what you're looking to do. And if you stop doing those things as well, you need to know how that's going to affect the money that you're taking out. Maybe you have to now decrease the amount of money that you're taking out of your retirement savings as well. So these are critical aspects that your 401k just can't account for.
So Carson, another factor you've noted is when to claim for Social Security. Now that's a big question.
Yeah, this is something too that is going to help you understand better, Andrea, how much money you can spend in retirement. Now, there's always the issues of timing here as well. Do you take it at the earliest at age 62? That's the earliest that you can take your Social Security benefits. Do you wait till your full retirement age? And you should know this. And if you do not know this, make sure that you go to the socialsecurity.gov website, go ahead and log into your account, set up an account, my account, so you can know what your full retirement age is and how much money that you could receive from Social Security benefits at your full retirement age. And of course, Andrew, most people know by now, if they've actually been watching our YouTube channel, that if they delay those benefits to age 70, they'll get 8% increases on their Social Security benefits up until that age. Now, the question is that, would you want to have 70% of your benefits or 124% of those benefits? And so that can be a big factor on how much money you can spend in retirement if you can actually bridge that gap and have more guaranteed income from Social Security on the back end. Now, here's another issue with Social Security and the timing. There's no one size fit all, unfortunately. I always tell my clients, if you knew exactly when you were going to die, I could tell you exactly when to start your Social Security benefits, but we don't have that advantage of knowing when you're going to pass away. But with that being said, you have to plan accordingly to the averages. And if you're a married couple, you literally have thousands of options that you can choose from. And from filing from the earliest to the latest, it could mean tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars that you're leaving on the table for your household benefits. Also, again, here, Andrea, your health is going to play a factor. If you're in poor health, you may decide to start those benefits earlier. But if you're in great health, you may want to delay those benefits. Nevertheless, this is an area where you absolutely would benefit from getting specialized information from someone who knows how to help you maximize your Social Security. Another factor, Andrea, that people are going to want to account for when it comes to how much money they can spend in retirement is their risk tolerance. Now, this is really a big issue, and you should know your risk tolerance. Whether you have low risk, whether you have moderate risk, or if you are more aggressive. Just understand the ramifications of your risk tolerance. And Andrew, what I mean by low risk is that on the front end of your retirement, you may think about just taking less money out of your savings. Or you may only say, I'm going to stick to this budget. I'm going to continue to fund my lifestyle off this one consistent budget. And as you move up the scale from moderate to aggressive, you may start taking out more income. So nevertheless, you have to know that there's ramifications for being more aggressive in how much money you're taking out of your retirement savings. You may have, almost a 99% chance of not running out of money if you're more conservative. And that risk can actually get to maybe 25% chance of running out of money if you're more aggressive. So you're going to have to know your risk tolerance and be able to understand the ramifications that may come along within that risk tolerance scale.
So Carson, is there a right or wrong approach to risk in retirement though?
That's a really good question, Andrea. There really is no right or wrong way to handle it. The main thing that we encourage people to do is just get a plan according to your risk tolerance. Let someone ask you the questions about what you're trying to accomplish and how you want to do it, and then you can know before you go. That's really the critical issue. You can be conservative and live your retirement like you need to, or you may be aggressive and still be able to, live the lifestyle that you want according to some other factors about your health and what you're planning on leaving behind for your estate. All these issues can be answered. So there is no right or wrong way to handle your risk tolerance. You just need to know what type of person you are so that when you are in your retirement years and you're taking money out of your accounts, you don't have any surprises along the way.
So Carson, your last point is the frequency of how you should spend your money in retirement. So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the frequency of how you spend your money is more or less what I call your spending habits, Andrew, And this is something, again, I tell you that your 401k provider and any generic robotic advisor really cannot fully help you with. You need hands-on approach to this strategy here. Your 401k is typically going to account for you spending a certain amount of money, and that's it. It's going to say, well, according to your savings, you can spend $2,400 a month for your retirement and not risk running out of money. And what I have discovered is that many people don't just spend, the same amount of money every month. There are surprises, there are trips they want to go on, there are things that may come up in their health care that they have to take care of. They may want to do repairs on their home. And so a good retirement plan, Andrew, can give you an idea of how you would like to spend your money. So your spending habits in the beginning of your retirement, it may be very conservative. And we just talked about the risk tolerance of how you can spend your money. But you may be conservative at one part of your retirement, or you may be aggressive on the front end and want to get conservative on the back end, and vice versa. Nevertheless, as long as you understand how your spending habits may change and you can decide how you want to do that, a plan can be formulated to help you walk that path. So if a client wants to be conservative on the front end and say, you know what, I only want to spend X amount of money on the front end on a conservative basis and just make sure I have enough money for a rainy day in case my health actually fails me. According to my family history, I plan to live here a long time. So I may be here in my late 80s or maybe early 90s. So I just want to make sure I have enough money to afford long-term care. And so they may be very conservative. Some people may have a more aggressive approach and say, you know what? I'm going to spend money as long as I'm happy and healthy now. So I may tailor my income to where it's going to get lesser on the back end of my retirement. There's no right or wrong way here either, Andrea. But the main thing is making sure that you can understand within a plan how your spending habits may go up or down along the way throughout your long retirement years that you may be spending.
Carson, again, thank you for your insight on this topic, and thank you for watching. And if you felt this information was beneficial for you, please like this video and share with others.
So I really do hope that the information that we shared with you today will help you understand how to better formulate your spending habits in retirement. Please understand that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for a fiduciary advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in the description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
For more information about this topic or any of the other topics that we've shared in our other videos, please feel free to reach out to our office and leave any questions or comments in the section below. After this video, please check out our other videos that we've created that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.